Expect me to open up by saying, oh, we're going to be with you 1,000 years because we are not even guaranteed 1,000 years. But that is a song you might not have heard before the part two. Of course, you are aware of the parts one, that's 1,000 years. Christina Perry, and for the vampire movie lover horror story and all the likes, yes, you are familiar with Twilight. Well, that's what I'm using to welcome you to this 23rd of May's edition of Film Focus right here on Smooth 98.1. And just in case you're listening to us for the first time, you are welcome. Here on Fridays from 11 till 11:55, we're all about the movies, the series, the animations, the documentaries, and evidently the soundtracks. So welcome to Film Focus on Smooth 98.1. Let me check. Interesting that we're almost very listening for. I'm sure can hear me. That's it. Welcome. Every Friday, we have such a swell time here. And by we, I'm talking about myself and the two gentlemen who always find the time and space out of their schedule to be here to discuss all these things with us. And of course, you know that we're always grateful for that. And you also get to be with us on the conversations when we're talking about what's happening in the movie industries, or what movie will be out, what animation is already out, what documentary you should watch, and who is giving what fund to make what. All of that gist, update, and more you get to enjoy on Film Focus from 11 till 11:55. My name is Oluwaseun Olusegun. And starting with the man in the studio, last week I was accused that I didn't give a proper introduction even after I have been said to be too dramatic about it. So Operation Bring Back the Dramatic WWE introduction. So wherever you're watching us from, as they like to greet, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, please welcome the one and the only writer, everything lover of literary movies and criticism, the Edo's very own 6 foot coming in, the Oris.
I wish I could bust through into the studio right now. Like, pa! I'm like, pa! Just bust into the studio like, Anyway, but yes, I guess I'm back again, and this time with like a more deserving intro. Sean, I thank you. And yeah, good morning to those who are in Lagos, and good afternoon and evening to those who are elsewhere.
Yeah, and you already heard his voice, the other powerful duo, or half of the dynamic duo. And he's also Edo's very finest. One of the ones who advocates and pushes and encourages your love for basketball and everything lovely sport. But at the heart of it, he's an entertainment stakeholder and he's a supporter of everything Nollywood and African movies. So please welcome the one and the only Irabor.
The best chance that will go along with our names. So when you're doing it, you just insert it and you go to Wakanda.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. We can try to do some sort of Avengers for us. It's from I think this is James Bond.
Yeah,
James Bond, yeah.
One of the themes.
Okay, so that said, gentlemen, what have you been up to? I'll start with Irabor this time.
What have I been up to? So I was just looking for action movies. I don't think there are too many action movies that are great out there. You know, I watched Amateur the other time and I said it was a solid film, came out this year. So I was just checking, like, which action films did I miss that came to cinema or streaming or whatever? I now saw one that Nobody by this guy, Bob Odenkirk.
Yes.
Apparently that movie is not good at all.
Really, it's not that's not fair. Do you know they're doing a sequel, by the way?
Irabor, you're muted.
Oh, here we go again.
Oh, I was?
Yes,
I
you
kept
were.
on talking. Can you imagine?
Look
Oh,
at
wow.
you.
Chineke.
But did you hear me say there's a sequel coming out?
Yeah, there is. That's what even made me even check it. I said, that movie, I didn't really like it, though. I won't lie. So hopefully the sequel is better. because it was so underwhelming in a way where you had this guy who apparently was an agent or something, was a bad guy, good guy, sure you get so he used to do mean things, for the right people or whatever. Then he's retired, he has his beautiful wife, 2 kids, and he can't seem to defend them when hoodlums came to the house. Then he now went outside to do something else that wasn't, they now look for trouble with the Russian mob. I'm just like, this story just be like Lishabi, it just
Ah,
please. Nothing is as bad
Why?
as it should be, please. Nothing.
it was just all over the place. I said, Hollywood, true, they really do bad films too. Forget whether they have.
But Rabo, are you?
it sounds off.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But
Okay. Yeah.
He's trying to recover.
yeah, what did you say?
You were off for a bit.
Yeah, I said Hollywood, they actually do bad movies. And we need to acknowledge that. Let's not make it seem, it's only we have Dishapi and all the likes. Like Hollywood too have bad films, regardless of the fact that they have good camera angles or great directors or great actors that picture. Like they do have bad films, even if they spend $50 million doing the film. Like they have bad films.
Look
So
how
it's
you
not just only
look how you're insisting.
Yes,
I-
sir.
I
Tell that
think-
to Oris.
Yeah. Nobody knows that more than me actually. But I think there's a significant difference in the bad of Hollywood and the bad of
Here
Hollywood.
we go again.
Okay, I'll just have to skip that. Yes, what have I been up to? Let me- before show is rolling her eyes
No,
verbally.
please, go in. I want to know.
No, so I wanted to say that I think part of the thing is the average, right? And also the most visible. I think part of the problem with Hollywood is the most visible movies are not particularly great. For Hollywood, you can argue that, you know what, a lot of their visible movies are really, really, really decent pictures. They might be escapist, they might be realist, whatever it is, but they are decent for what they are. I don't think that we can say that for Hollywood. That might be the biggest difference between both industries in terms of like their bad movies. By the way, if you really want to see bad Hollywood movies, go go and check like their B movies. Today's B movies, my goodness. Anyway, forget that. Yes, so nobody. I didn't think it was that bad, by the way. It's partly done by the guys who did John Wick.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter. The fact that Moabudu did Wedding Party doesn't mean she hasn't done other movies.
Oh my
Leave
goodness.
Moabudu alone. Leave Auntie Mo alone.
No. Wait, sorry. Is that not apt?
I think
Is
it
that
is.
not apt?
Moabudu is like our studio in Hollywood actually. In terms of thinking about studios, yes, I think you're thinking of
And
Moabudu,
if you're
thinking
thinking
of
of B
Kole.
movies, go to Tyler Perry.
Leave Tyler Perry alone.
Anyway, yes, but so let me just skip this and go to what I've been up to.
Watching.
Unfortunately for everybody concerned, I've only seen one thing, Mad Men. I won't lie. For the past 7 days, I have been totally engrossed in Mad Men, and Sheo is particularly frustrated. But this is the truth. Yes, I have been seeing Mad Men. But this is what happens, right? When you have such a great project, that's, I don't know, a decade, 2 decades after, it's still valuable to those who didn't catch it the first time, and maybe even repeat watchers. Over the past maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I've been seeing a lot of commentary on Mad Men about the finale. I haven't even gotten there, but I've been seeing a lot of commentary about it, and I'm like, okay, this thing ended like in 2015 or so. Why are people still discussing it? But it's just that good. I wish we could say the same thing for a lot of the projects that come out from Nigeria. Unfortunately,
Always finding a way to just put
it's
that
because
in there.
it's because I'm a patriot. I love Nigeria and I love like Bollywood, and I just want to see it great. I want to see it compete at the highest possible, or rather the biggest possible venues. It just isn't happening, and I'm wishing that Irabor can make it happen for us.
Huh? What is
Irabor is working on a series of movies, on a slate.
What's up?
I have revealed Irabor's secret.
Is there something we don't know? You're about to talk to us.
No, Oris is right, but we need money. It's money. So Oris needs to lead with the fact that we need money first.
No, okay. So I think that's my major was one of my major disagreements with the industry. Before what's it called? The red guys showed up here. There was all of this noise making about how Nollywood's problem is budget. If we have big budgets, we are going to do great movies. And then they showed up, gave them almost like triple or quadruple their budgets. Bros, I do not believe that a lot of the movies changed materially in terms of quality from what happened before the Americans showed up and what happened after they've left, or rather during when they were here. Honestly, when you look at the Red app, you see a lot of them. Okay, these movies they look better than earlier, but frankly, they are probably worse. You see how a lot of the movies from the 90s and early 2000s get, I don't know, some kind of worship online. You hardly see that happen to the movies from like maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Why? Because people are like, we're not quite sure about the quality of what these things are. What are they even? Are these Nollywood movies trying to act like Hollywood? Are these like people who are fascinated entirely with the rich and not with anybody else? So are these people who are even thinking about telling the best stories in the best ways possible? So I do not believe the issue is budget, which is why I'm saying Irabor is going to rescue us. Because I believe that even with a fraction of the budget, Irabor can do excellent work.
Hey, I love the confidence reposed in you, Irabor. You should take a bow.
Oris, you cannot set me up. Now, listen, honestly, for real, I get your point 1,000,000,000%. It's just like when people run for office in Nigeria now, after they spend so much money trying to get there, their next course of action is, I need to carry what I've invested and move. So that's what I feel or felt that happened with Nollywood, where they have slaved themselves, trying to just do right by the industry or be in the industry, and they were shortchanged in different ways. So when that money came, go buy a house, go buy a car. Yes, that happened, and I believe so, and it entered the wrong hands of those people who that's what they want to do. Now, when I say money, I mean money in the sense that money is required to kind of like, if you want to start a company, of course, you need money to register CSC now. Do you understand? So you're not just going to
of course.
Use your teeth now. So that's where I'm coming from with money. Sure, you get.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I just always assume that that money is small money, and Irabor, of course, who is our film focused billionaire, he has that kind of money.
Is it big money or bastard money? Irabor?
It is big money.
Okay, it's not bastard money.
Exactly. And I've always assumed that Irabor has big money. I know we are talking about Irabor 1,000. That 1,000, I've always assumed that was just like a metaphor for like a billion.
Actually, it's Senfajo that calls him Irab's 1 billion. Oh, by the way, you can join this conversation. Forgive my manners. WhatsApp line is 0809 444 0981. Again, 0809 444 0981. So you can send your WhatsApp messages to that line. It also means that you can join us on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. At Smooth 981 FM Lagos. You can tell us what you have been watching and what you think we should watch or not watch. And if you agree or disagree with any of the takes from Irabor and Oris, please be our guest and call them out. Now,
look at this woman.
Let's get to the part where we tell you what is being watched at the cinemas. After that, we'll get to what Nigerians are watching on some of the popular or the major streaming platforms in Nigeria. And then we give you the updates about what's happening in the movie industries. But let me take this message from Oluwaseun, who says, Boss Irabor, nobody is widely loved though.
Exactly.
Aside that, it had 84% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, 64% on Metacritic, 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb, and the audience rating was 4.6 out of 5. I wonder those who have been watching.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was successful enough for them to like greenlight a sequel. So, and I remember that time the reviews were nobody was saying it was the best movie ever, but people felt like not bad, because the action scenes were actually quite competently done.
All right, so let's get to the numbers. Irabor, are you still there, or you are busy eating? I have the inkling, or at least the idea.
I'm here.
But you are eating.
Oh.
Yes, he is.
This is just fascinating. Okay.
And some of the movies that are doing the numbers, for instance, I think last week we talked about Uri getting close to 200. Now it's gotten 262 million.
Those guys. I don't know. I'm really impressed, to be honest. Like I said, I had a discussion with one of the distributors. They told me that, look, you cannot compete with these guys right now. So yeah, good for them.
So Ori is a movie by Muyiwa Ademola, and it's Ori, the sequel to Ori. So this is Ori Rebirth. It's still showing at the cinemas. Then Owambe Thieves. Did you finally see it?
I told you I was scooped up watching Mad Men. No, I didn't.
Oh God.
I didn't see it. But so is that number 2 on the list?
Oh, just
at the cinemas?
I'll say 193 million. So maybe it's
Yeah, okay.
number two,
Not bad, not bad.
but I'm not sure of the list
Who's
of
it? Tell me again. Sorry. Do you know who produced or directed that film?
which one. Oh, and Thieves.
Yeah. But
I
I can't
forgot.
even
It
remember
was produced by Eniola Jao.
whoever that is.
Ah, Eniola Jao. That's
And
Ajakaju.
oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
So
almost forgot. Yeah.
same people after all.
Yeah, so that's Owambe Thieves. And if you have seen Owambe Thieves, tell us what you think about it.
Yeah, please, 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 please.
Now, for the opening weekend for Final Destination,
Oh, I
Bloodlines.
have to see that one. Actually, okay. You know, what, let me not promise anything. So you don't hold me to it next week.
47 million Nigeria and Ghana.
Not a lot. Ish.
Yeah.
And it's doing really well in the US, by the way.
A Minecraft movie, that's Minecraft, 80 million naira.
So funny, the movies that, you know, because those movies are really burning up the cinemas in the US, and I see that they are not particularly doing great here. But a movie like what's the name, Sinners, does. I wonder.
Over 600 million now.
Yeah. So is it a marketing thing? Is it a love for Disney?
Or Nigerians just love what they love?
Yeah. So that's what I'm wondering. So they don't love horror, although Sinners is kind of horror. Is Irabor laughing?
Don't give yourself headache. Don't give yourself headache. We don't know what Nigerians love. That's the thing. I honestly, I am trying my best to see where, how, what. I don't know.
The patterns are not clear.
Geez, like they love Sinners, Ryan Coogler's movie. Then the next thing, you bring out another movie that is even maybe comedy or even what they call it now, drama that makes sense. It will sell. It's like and great film, like something about the breaks now. I feel if you're going for just quality of story and what it is, that movie is supposed to be doing 500, 600, 750 million.
Wait, so this is I actually didn't see that film. Is it on? Has it come to streaming now?
No, not yet.
Yeah, streaming. Oris.
No,
it came to cinema only.
Yeah,
you know, say what we were saying earlier now. Our people that support the whole thing.
Yeah. No. Of course, I'm aware. I'm just wondering if it hasn't. Okay.
No, not on.
Fingers crossed. I will definitely see that when it shows up on screen.
All right. So still at the cinemas, Kerry Washington, Shadow Force, 22 million.
What is that? What is the one that I'm not even sure I've seen a single trailer of that?
Are you serious?
I haven't.
Oh, I know. I saw the.
I've seen it. It's not. It's not. It's better than nobody. That's what I would say.
Who else is in it?
Yeah.
I don't think it's scary enough to sell a movie. Those people. Okay, I remember it now. Okay, sorry, I saw it months ago.
And the woman won best Oscar best supporting actress Oscar, the best whatever actress Oscar at for the movie Holdovers.
Oh yes, Randolph. What's her name? Gloria Randolph or something. Randolph Divine. Yes, I remember her. Yes, Divine or something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but you see now, that was never going to do well in Nigeria. No hope.
And talking about movies that have now joined the list of movies at the cinemas, although of course we don't have the numbers yet. That is My Mother is a Witch, really. So I guess by next week.
Today. I think that's coming in today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess by next week we're going to have the numbers.
Not bad.
Have you seen it already?
Yeah.
You had a premiere? Okay.
Yeah.
When did they do it? Last week?
Just this weekend.
Last week. Sunday.
Which one? This was directed by Nia Kimolayan, right?
Yes.
Ha.
Yeah.
Ha. And you said, okay. No further comments.
No, so this is it.
Yeah.
Just off of story value, it's an important film that needs to be out there for people.
Yes. Okay, that's fine. Do you know who wrote it? Is it also him?
It's also Nia Kimolayan, but story idea I think is from Efe.
Okay. I'll definitely see it because I'm intrigued by.
Let's see if we can pick up an AMVC again.
Oh yeah, I saw parts of bits and pieces of delivery there. Not bad at all.
Okay, fingers crossed. Well, yeah, Irabor, if this thing doesn't work go well, your neck, my hand.
Yep. I will boil the water that will be used to skin you alive. Let's quickly get to the streaming platforms and see what Nigerians are streaming top 5 because Oris is here. All right, so the red app and this one, let's do the top 10 TV shows. Number 5, 1, 2, 5. Number 5 is Tyler Perry's She the People, or the She People rather.
She the People.
She the People, yeah. That's a recent one.
Don't see that film. Don't see that series.
No, we are all aware of Tyler. We watch it to life.
What?
Okay,
what is that?
Let me quickly run through this. Number 4 is Forever. Number 3 is Sirens. Number 2 is Dear Hongrang. I saw someone's comment about this, and the person said, "I'm not sure what I watched."
Dear what?
Hongrang. It's Chinese. It's Asian
Oh,
rather.
okay.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of that, yeah, that's your thing. And number 1 is Bet.
BET.
Yes, BET Bet.
Who's in that? Sorry.
It's looking Asian to me. I don't have much about it, but it's looking Asian to me.
Right.
But I'm seeing a name, Ayosholanke. Interesting.
Probably one of these Brits. There's a Dominic Solanke playing for Tottenham. So there you go.
All right, so now this is me trying to pull up the movies. Number 1 on top 10 movies in Nigeria. By the way, this is the Red app, and in case you're listening to us for the first time, these are not necessarily recommendations, and that is clear by Irabor's "Don't See the Sheep People" or something like that.
No, it's not the sheep people. It's
The people. I'm not sure why that keeps getting.
It's because of the
twisted.
way it is written on the cover. That's why.
Yeah. So top 10 movies. 1 is Lucy. Number 2 is Extra. I never get this right. Extraterritorial. Yeah, what's he said? Number 3, Havoc. Number 4 is Inside Man Most Wanted. And number 5 is
They don't use extra lessons.
Number 5 is Last Bullets. Now let's quickly go over to the Blue app, and again we'll do all together because they don't exactly separate it. So number 1 is Working Man. Finally makes its way to the Blue app. Number 2 is 30 After. We were supposed to talk a little bit about this last week, but we didn't get to.
After 30.
Yes, the second after 30. Sorry, I said 30 After. So this is the so in my mind I was saying this is the sequel to Before 30. Yeah. Number 3 is Palava, and number 4 is The Accountant, while number 5 is Before 30.
Oh, that's interesting. So
it looks like people want
to of this one went.
Yeah, they want to catch up.
Okay,
so before 30, then after 30. And finally, let's go to the indigenous app, which we call the Orange app. Initially, they separated the series and the movies. Now it looks like it's back together. So top 20, we're going to do 5. Number 1 is The Yard. Number 2 is Our Husband. Number 3 is SWAT. Number 4 is Gladiator 2, while number 5 is Power Book 2 Ghost.
That series has been so successful here.
Which one of them?
The Power series. I just seem to really like it.
Again, still trying to figure out the taste bud of Nigerians.
I'm giving up, please. I'm giving up.
But if you were to give a list, let's say top 5 genres that Nigerians seem to love, what would it be?
The first one would be a makeshift genre called Something Silly. I thought you were going to defend people. I think the first thing I just love is just something silly.
I didn't see that coming. So.
So something silly. Just make it silly, and I think you'll get Nigerians to show up at the cinemas. Number 2 is non-intellectual stuff.
No, Irabor.
Please. Let me land. Leave my shit. Okay. Then maybe number 3 then is comedies. Although I'm not sure that comedies are. You know what? Number 4 is comedies. Number 3 will be action movies. Actually, I think Nigerians will go for action over what's it called now? Over comedies.
What about horror?
What?
Horror.
I don't think Nigerians necessarily love horror. I think our fathers and mothers generations were more enamored of horror. I don't think the current generation really are like mad about at least horror. I can say that actually. So yes. So of course then the 5th one, which actually should have been higher, that was my mistake. Superhero movies. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I think that might even be number 1 actually. Superhero movies might be number 1 for the general audience.
I think animations do well over here.
Do they?
Yes, they do. I've noticed it. They do. Relatively, they do. Yeah. Okay, so now that Irabor is here, let's try to get his own thought on it.
Yeah. If he's here.
If he's here. Still trying to connect to the audio. By the way, if you're joining us for the first time, this is Film Focus on Smooth 98.1, and on Fridays from 11 till 11:55, what we do is discuss so many things related to the movie industry. So from the movies, the series, what Nigerians are watching, their watch shows, the reviews about them, recommendations from our analysts, as well as your watch list and what you'd encourage others to watch. Irabor, are you back with us?
Yep.
For a minute, I thought you went to Pound Yam. So we're talking about the possible movies or the genres that Nigerians love? Based on your general assessment, I know that it seems so hard to get, but if you were to pick five genres of what Nigerians love to watch, what would they be?
I would say Yoruba epic. I would say slapstick comedy.
See, something silly.
Um, huh?
No, I was. She asked
What?
me, and I said something silly. I'm saying to you now that slapstick comedy and something
I
silly are
mean,
kind of the
Nigeria
same thing.
is hard enough. You
Yeah.
don't want them to
Well, no,
go.
let the man continue. So three, please.
Yes. Like I said, Yoruba epic, slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
I would say YouTube movies.
Is that a
Like,
genre?
What
Is that
genre
a
is
genre?
YouTube movies?
So when I say I'm coming, so I'm coming. When I say YouTube movies, whatever it is that they do on YouTube that is getting them 9 million views, I don't know. That's one for sure.
I think I have an
Then,
idea. Sorry to interrupt you. I think YouTube movies
okay,
are basically feel good rom-coms.
uh-huh.
That's
So
that's
feel good rom coms, yes. Now I don't know if that's a case of accessibility in the sense of, oh, it's something just go to an app, open and just watch till time, whatever, I don't know, or whatever, I don't know. But now another one again I feel is um telenovelas, like all those Chetam and all those Princess of the Zoo and
Yeah, fair.
all those enacted, all those, like they would watch that. So that's not in cinema, but I'm saying the kind of things that they would watch. What else? I think that
Yeah. Okay.
I mean they would watch their celebrities fumble online and all that. That's not a feel, but those are the things I feel that
ah.
they're interested in watching.
But you know what, Irabor, listening to you, I now have an idea for this great big film that you're supposed to make. Why? I mean, isn't it possible? I'm thinking to myself like an epic because now you mentioned Anarchy and the rest of them. And Anarchy is not even Yoruba
Mm,
epic. It's kind of like an Ishekiri or something epic, I believe. But it's an epic anyway.
mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
epic.
maybe that's the angle. Maybe that's the angle, right? Somebody needs to make a a solid epic. This is too expensive. That might be the problem with that. Actually, that might be why it doesn't work.
So that hence me saying we need money.
Yeah,
You
fair,
get.
fair,
All
fair.
right, let me get to
Uh-huh.
Oluwaseun's list so that we can move on from this part. Oluwaseun says five will be one, something silly. Now you're taking that from Maurice. Number two is something gangster slash crime. Number three, whatever is trending at that time, could be anything. Number four, anywhere belle face. Number five, anywhere belle face. Leave this place, Oluwaseun.
Oh my goodness. Oh
So
my
that's what
goodness.
people have put belly.
No, it just means
The
whatever is
bandwagon.
yes, whatever is available, Nigerians would watch. But
All
you see,
right.
this probably means that the real thing here is marketing. If you market your movie well enough, there's a decent chance that Nigerians will come and see it. I think that's what I
Just
think that's
put
what
it.
it means.
Just put Funke, Tony, Timini, who again? There are like 4 or 5 people that you need to put in your film. So that one alone, your budget for casting is crazy. That's
Oh,
done
yeah.
another film.
First things first.
So
True.
Okay, let's get
I'll give
started with the news now and the updates. And we're starting with this one. Tantalizers acquires Tade Ogidan's entertainment company.
This is I won't lie, this is the most shocking news I've received over the past weeks. I'm like, okay, how?
From where to where?
Yeah. But apparently from the report, it appears that Tantalizers are looking into like creating some kind of entertainment brand and not just food, which is what we've always known them for like 2 or 3 decades now. What does this mean for the industry? I'm not really sure because again, Tade Ogidan hasn't been, I mean, pardon to everybody who is a big fan, he hasn't been relevant in at least 2 decades.
Oh, God.
It's true, but it's true. You know, Tade Ogidan's, if I'm thinking of him, I'm thinking of Hostages, Diamond Ring. These are like films from like my youth. Not like that, I'm that old, but anyway. So I'm like, okay, you are acquiring Tade Ogidan. So what is supposed to happen now? Are these going to be remakes, you know, sequels, or like new stuff the man is developing? I'm not really sure, to be honest. So yeah, it came to me as very, very shocking news that one, a food chain is buying entertainment assets, one, and two, why Tade Ogidan? I mean, I don't have answers. I'll probably find him actually because I do know him personally. So
They said further details of the entertainment platform that they will be having will be released to the public soon. But some of the things that they said in the press release is that they want to unveil a dedicated entertainment platform and that they will leverage Grand Media's creative assets and productive capacity because they're trying to create or blend storytelling, entertainment, lifestyle, and food.
Huh.
Irabor.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing, I really checked to see why that sudden jump, that leap seemed very immature to me. I mean, do they have a YouTube channel? Do they have something that they've done before? They run like a social media handle that has, been entertainment focused.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
just going straight to,
Acquiring, yeah.
I mean, acquiring. Like, what are you even acquiring? It's not like you went to the market and you got see Ronaldo or even De Bruyne or somebody. Like, you just went to go and buy 2010 Victor Agali and you're expecting to win this game.
Oh my, no, that's not fair. I think you kind of maybe they bought Ronaldinho, but maybe not even him.
Which of the
He's still valuable.
Ronaldinho?
No.
Which
Okay.
of the Ronaldinho?
Wait now. Irabor, let me explain first. Wait, there was a point in time in which what's his name?
Let me interrupt you again. I'm
right.
sorry. Just in case you're listening to us for the first time, whatever they say reflects their own opinion and their thoughts, and they do not represent the stance of Smooth 98.1 FM. You were saying?
This is how she was throwing us to the dogs. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, I was saying yes. I'm saying Ronaldinho because there was a point in time in Nollywood where you would have said that Tade Ogidan is top 2 in the industry. In the same way you could have said that about Ronaldinho. That's what I mean by Ronaldinho. I don't feel like Agali or whatever is a good enough. Is a good enough. Is it you're just being mean. You're just being mean.
I'm not being mean. See, so you cannot be top 2 in an industry where there's only 5 people.
Ouch.
And be thinking that you are the baddest. No, now, especially if the top 5 too are not even up there. If you get what I mean. So I'm trying to so this thing Sean said earlier about the things the views are not of Smooth FM and yes, they are of us. And the reason we are saying this and we're taking our time to talk about this and do this is because we need people who would really put fire in their bum and say, okay, see, you cannot just be comfortable with just being average or just comfortable with just being fair because you are just the ones that are bringing things out there. No, now I don't understand the move. Again, I want to be surprised by everything. Maybe they have a grand master plan that we don't know about. Fine. Like you mentioned, the only movie that I remember in recent time that Tade Ogidan has done is Gold Statue. And it took a while for it to even get to the red pill. And Gold Statue wasn't a bad film per se.
It wasn't, but it wasn't
just a film.
Yeah, it was just anachronistic. It was just like rooted in its own time. Yeah, very weird, old-fashioned kind of thing. Yeah, true.
So why you acquiring? If we're being honest, R&B has not produced with his own name any good film or any good project. Let's be honest. The only one that we can even try to mention just based on packaging is Radio Voice, and I've never still seen it.
But that was his very first project. Now that was his very first production.
You don't do project before.
Okay. They were selling this one as his first, yeah. But okay, fair enough.
I look forward to a time where we would be in the same room with some of these people, and then the conversation that we're going to have. I look forward to what it will.
Nobody knows why. Exactly. Nobody knows why she was looking for a fight.
Did I answer question?
I'm not entirely sure why she was looking for a fight.
I'm not the one looking for a fight. I'm not the one who's compared one person to 2010 Victor Agali. Do not disrespect our legends.
But the man has explained his position. Leave the man's position alone, please. Anyway, but yes, it's fascinating stuff to me. When I heard this, I was like, okay, that's really, really weird. Like I said, I'm going to find him and conduct an interview with him just to understand what the grand idea is behind this, I don't know, agreement between them. But yes, Irabor, can you?
Yeah.
Is a part of you going to consider that this is kind of like Barbie, in a sense that you have a doll that has been known for decades getting into the cinema business?
I didn't hear. Say it again.
I'm saying, do you think this is kind of like the Barbie situation where IP comes from, what's it called now? From a doll that was not affiliated with the movies, and then they show up and then they make like $1 billion. Is there a sense in which there might be some kind of connection between those two things?
Nah, I don't see that because Tantalizers, first of all, what does the IP stand for?
Yeah, but everybody knows Tantalizers. It's a very
from
popular...
back then.
Currently now.
Everybody in this room knows the name at least. That's what I'm trying to establish.
We're talking in terms of the quality.
No, it's not. I don't know.
We know the name.
Yes, we do.
We know the name.
Yeah.
we know the name, but I mean Ronaldinho, we know the name, right? Is he playing well now? I mean, is he active now?
Yes, but that's
Does he have
was
does he have an
bad.
academy that is bringing more Ronaldinhos?
That's not. I'm just saying. So why don't you want to consider this like some kind of Barbie that was popular, I guess, a few decades ago? It's not
Because
as popular anymore.
it is worlds apart. Because it is worlds apart and miles apart. See, so like there's something I don't understand about us. Like you mentioned, excellence. We also have a strategy problem sometimes. We just like, oh, go and acquire that one that used to be ready before. Bring it together. Let's join together. There's no strategy to it. You can't. What slate of content do you even have that you're releasing? Have you even tried to release a film or a web series or something? Something. Test your leg. Just see what's in there. Have you even read? In fact, something I was watching this movie, The Big Short. I think there's something that's going to happen to Nollywood if the economy and government doesn't take note and help it with Nollywood. Nollywood can crash. It has the potential of crashing. If you look at the prices of tickets, the overhead for maintaining cinemas, and just the entire business, I think there is a problem that if we don't solve it, this Nollywood industry that we know, see Netflix has left. Sorry. Red pill has left. Blue pill has left. Thank God we have the likes of the orange pill and the people who own the orange pill. If not for them, there will be no content on TV and streaming again per se. Thank God for YouTube as well. I don't know why we can mention YouTube and not mention the other ones. But anyway, so my point is, these people need to understand the industry that they are buying into. Because why would Tade Ogidan sell? Why would RMD sell? Why would they sell? If the industry is booming, why would they sell?
Wait, you mentioned RMD again. Did he sell? Sorry.
Yeah, because RMD Productions and Tade Ogidan.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Together.
This is so weird. Anyway.
All right, so
do you understand my
point?
Probably
have to continue this next week or some other time, but for now we need to move on to other stories or other things to discuss. Again, you can join this conversation and let us know what you think by sending your messages to 0809 444 0981. Again, 0809 444 0981. Sometimes whenever Irabor and Oris give their takes, I feel like someone is soaking your horsewhip inside kilishi pepper. Like,
they will never find us. We won't use it. They will never find us.
I will not be with you then. The constructionist says, good morning, Oluwaseun. Wonderful conversation today. I think one of the reasons why it's difficult to understand what Nigerians watch is because the Nigerian society isn't really rooted in an ideology. Many people just want to survive and escape. Peter Olumuyiwa says, Irabor mouth, eh? I said it. Inside kilishi pepper. Otumba Yemigiwa says, good day, Oluwaseun. The YouTube is thriving because there are these old markets men and women who don't go to the cinema but rely solely on YouTube day and night. Tade Ogidan produced Madame Dearest in early 2000. Tade is like Tunde Kilani, and he was one of our best producers in the 90s and early 2000s. Yes.
Yeah, which is why we are wondering why he's
today.
The one who
so that's the argument
now, But then again, I guess part of the thing is he's probably cheaper than some of these newer guys who have seen the money from the Americans.
Oh, they're thinking about quality. Let's go on to the Korean Cultural Center announcing its plans to collaborate with Nigeria's vibrant film industry. That's Nollywood. And they said through the partnership, they want to create opportunities for cultural exchange that will not only enrich both industries, but also provide a platform for young filmmakers and creatives to develop their skills. Korea, Nigeria. I mean, we already have a thing going. Remember the time where we had a Korean movie that was made, or a Nigerian movie that was made in Korean language? But what do you think about this?
So, like Oris was mentioning that we need to try to compete at a high level. And the reason for us to be able to do that is so that some partnerships can make sense and mean something. So at this point, I think we're shortchanging ourselves. We're already shortchanged. The fact that we don't even have infrastructure, we don't even have electricity, we don't even have certain key things that are required to build industries. I don't think this is something that would work. I don't think it's going to thrive or even make any, in my own opinion. I'm just trying to be very objective.
Well, I think you're right, Irabor. In terms of an equal partnership, I don't think that's.
I can't hear anybody again.
Oh, okay. Well, I do not know that. I agree, by the way, first things first, that I don't think that an equal partnership is possible at the moment. However, we do have a lot of, what's the word now? Viewers who love Korean pictures. So in my head, I'm not sure these guys are offering an equal partnership. What they might be trying to do instead is to say, hey, we have a market here. How do we make sure we reap the most benefits from the market that we have here? So this for me is like subterfuge. They're showing up to say, hey, we want to offer a partnership, but really they just understand that people love their stuff here. So how can they make the most cash from the people who love their stuff over here? Because I do not know that Nigerian movies have become popular in Korea. I'm not sure that's the case. So I do not know how this is supposed to work on that level. I just think it's a business ploy by the Koreans to kind of like extract as much value from whatever it is we consume here. And we do consume a lot of what's it called, Korean projects.
You're sitting next to one now.
She has always tried to deny it. So
What?
let's not.
Me, Korea,
so
in the same sentence, God forbid.
That's not fair. Koreans have made an exceptional project. I mean, Parasite, which won the best.
Let me tell you, the only Korean movie I've ever seen, series, and that was in my university days, I believe. Boys Over Flowers.
Oh, okay.
That's the only Korean thing.
Look at she was very, very visibly irritated by what you asked.
So the reason why I'm that much against it is because of those who love it and those who watch it, and for some reasons the effect it has on them.
What?
The Korean movies and series.
Effect it has on them?
There is a way it sucks them into some sort of delusion, and
wow.
You trust me, I don't even know how to euphemize the words. So those that I have seen Korean...
Is it a romantic delusion? Is that it?
Part of it, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, part of it. So it's not that I have anything against Korean movies. It's not that I have anything against Korean movies and all that. It's just the effect it has on those who watch it. So I look at them and I'm like, if this is what it does to people, then please
count me out.
Count me out.
Give us some context. What does it do exactly? What have you seen? We need something, contextualize it now. Let's understand what you mean.
I wish we could go into that. Unfortunately, we need to cross over to Hollywood because it's now 47 minutes past 11 o'clock.
All right.
You can join this conversation, as I've said before now. Now, let's go over to Hollywood Sesame
Street.
Don't worry,
I will corner you on the show. Don't worry.
Me? Sesame Street heads to Netflix after Trump pulled funding. Did any one of you see that news?
Yes, I saw that's heading to Netflix. Yeah, I can say the word now. Yeah, I mean, I saw that. I mean, which just means Netflix is going to conquer the world. I think that's just what this is, because it looks like almost every sort of content is heading to Netflix. It's kind of like the premium YouTube now, if you think about it in that context. The lower budget guys go to YouTube. The guys who are looking, what we make is good enough to receive money from the people directly. Let us take this to Netflix. I think that's what is happening, at least. And Sesame Street, which a lot of us grew up on, by the way, I think it's a good thing because now we have more kids who are going to be dragging the is it phone or remote or something with their parents because they want to watch Sesame Street. Elmo and the rest of them, Big Bird and the rest of them. So yeah, I think it's good, and I think there's a lot of money that's meant to exchange hands with something like this. And who was Coco Melon?
Oh, I don't know. But that thing, oh my God, it's a epidemic, or whatever.
No, but I think, we should think about it in the context of why don't we have the same kind of stuff for kids over here? Because I think that there are certain values that are at least heavily Nigerian that we could promote if we had like kid-focused content. But we don't really have a lot of it.
I understand, especially when it is in indigenous languages. That would be great.
I just like pidgin.
There's something like that, but it's yet to launch.
What's that?
But that's to blow. There's stuff like that on YouTube, but they have just not blown yet.
No, let's hear what he wants to say.
Yoruba City, that thing you mentioned, there's something they're using the Yoruba language for it,
And it's kiddie content.
Yeah, kiddie content, yeah. Okay. Developmental.
Speaking of which, so there was one YouTube channel I came across. So it's called So Kids TV. And there's this, so they do it in different languages. Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa. And one of the most fascinating content I saw there was Baby Shark in Afrobeat version. It was so funny. Cool. Yeah.
But see, that's part of my problem. Why can't we have indigenous stuff? Why are you adapting Baby Shark, please?
That's not the only content there. That's not the also.
Why not Baby Oboku or something? Baby Titus, Baby Kote, Baby Pala.
Wait now, wait, we're calming down.
I'm not happy.
So I understand what you mean. I think truth can coexist or whatever they say. So sometimes of course, like I mentioned, they've got other content right there. But I think that sometimes there is because you're trying to introduce it to children who, imagine a child who's used to ice cream and now you need to feed them broccoli, the worlds apart. And so you're like, okay, let me put a dash of the ice cream on the broccoli and let's see if it's going to be familiar to you. And then gradually you remove it and wash it off and start to give them that little shrub called vegetable.
That's why it's good to start them with broccoli first.
No,
They're already used to the ice cream, if you know what I mean. They're used to, and Rachel, they're used
Start
to.
them with broccoli first. Start them with broccoli.
Yeah, but this is what me I'm saying is that look, this everybody else, the cocoa melons, the what's the other one? The sesame street, all of them started from somewhere, right? Why do we have something against starting from somewhere?
Okay.
I mean, anyway, but yeah, I mean, good for them anyway. Let's hope that we have more kiddie content and it actually succeeds.
Speaking about kiddies, but not entirely kiddies, Smurfs, if you're a fan of Smurfs, we're having the building up. I mean, more people joining the cast. So Jimmy Kimmel is the latest star to lend his voice to Paramount's Smurfs. And so the live action animated hybrid features, of course, Rihanna still there as Smurfette. You have John Goodman as Papa Smurf. You have Daniel Levy. You have James Corden and the likes. So if you're a fan of Smurfs, it will be at the cinemas on the 18th of July. Okay.
When is Children's Day? It's almost in a few days.
Yes, 27th.
Why come they don't have any? I can't think of any stuff specific for kids. Oh, they are launching the one on NTA apparently. What's his name? Nia Kim Olayo and NTA are doing something. Laba Laba or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I saw that as
yeah.
well. I saw that. Got to give it to him. The man is really working hard.
Yeah, I mean, we just
Well
hope that
done.
he was working out artistically, but fair enough.
Oluwaseun says Nigerians love Korean series, and the gender na female. Oluwaseun, I beg, allow them to fantasize about the love lives they could have had, even though it's the hope that kills, Sha. But let them dream.
That they can never have.
Dreaming is.
What is wrong with you about saying never?
No, it's true. You can't have
No, it's
movies.
Not, no,
it's
no,
the
no,
movies.
No.
Oh, by the way, it leads me to something that we probably will talk about, maybe not on Film Focus at another time. It's this dangerous intimatization. That's the word I just coined, by the way. I don't know if it exists, of AI, where people are beginning to have their nicknames for their chat bots, their generative AI, where people are getting attached. I saw one. Initially, I saw it on LinkedIn, and later on, I saw it on other social media platforms about how they don't mind talking to. I mean, it talks, and now they have put he. Yeah. You don't understand.
No.
Like their generative AI is now a he.
Okay, well, that's what you're saying. Okay.
So a case where you've given a nickname to your generative AI, where because of course it's artificial intelligence, it analyzes the pattern. So you're now saying something like, he gets me.
Yes. Actually,
there's
funny.
Disaster loading.
Well, I think a few months ago there was a report in the New York Times on this subject where women are now like having affairs with their AI bots. Yeah, so I guess it doesn't come here. I don't think it has come here yet.
It has.
I mean,
it
like
has.
Nigeria, really.
Oh yes, it has. The thing I said I saw.
So share your sources and your research, please, so that we can understand how it has.
So some of the comments that sparked this thought of mine were things shared by Nigerians. So initially started on LinkedIn because of course it's a professional platform where they mention how they are just able to get lots of work done because of the help of OpenAI's generative AI. And then I went to the comment section. Apparently there are a lot of people who share the same sentiment. And yes, beyond the productivity now, there are times that they just want someone to talk to.
Yeah. That's exactly what the New York Times was talking about. Like the women who are like who were having full-blown relationships with their AI bots. But yeah, I didn't realize it has come to Nigeria.
Oh, it has.
Because apparently you kind of
Did you know that
train
we use
the AI
we use
respond to you.
The amount, I think the last time I checked, Nigerians use it a lot, if not use it the most. You'll be surprised at the data.
Yeah, no, I mean, of course, using it for productivity is fine, but for love, that's what I wasn't quite
Not
sure.
from club, you enter dance.
Anyway, let's see. So Irabor, you're in danger. All of us unmarried men.
And so this was where I was going with that. And where that was,
so big me section.
By the grace of God.
So where I was going with it was Irabor's comment that sparked it about how the love life that is portrayed in movies, Korean
Yeah.
movies and the likes, is unachievable. It is never possible. So there is a certain expectation you have of your AI. Remember, he has analyzed your thought patterns.
Of course, yeah.
He is not human. He does not have the worries of the Lagos traffic, and so he sees you. If you have called it he sees you. He knows what you think. He knows the kind of responses you would want to give.
Exactly,
Now
yeah.
imagine that idealization, and then you're expecting that from a human. That is disaster waiting to happen, and you can't get that. So unconsciously you start to make that the benchmark or the standard, and you want every guy that you go on a date with or that comes into your life to have the exact words to say sorry to you, the exact "oh, I'm sorry you had a long day" kind of thing. No.
Well, I'm happy that Shion is standing up for men, by the way, because that's all I can hear.
I'm so happy.
I'm
I mean,
so
he's
happy.
passionate.
It gives me
Wow.
joy. Like, okay.
Wow.
Finally, we have somebody standing up for us. Woo! Applause. Anyway, but I get what you mean anyway, to be fair. So this means that maybe in the next decade, we might see the Nigerian birth rate fall off.
It's already falling off. I mean, you know, economy has it.
Of course it does. But remember, Irabor, by the way, that they've said that sometimes people with lower incomes are more likely to give birth to a lot of kids because they have no other ways to escape.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Exactly. So I'm trying to tell you. So my point is that who's to say that over the next few years, as the economy becomes worse, people just don't, take to the bedroom, and then we have more kids showing up. Fingers crossed, we'll see. We'll see.
Anything is possible.
So let us think of AI as a contraceptive.
No. Let's end on this documentary note. So Titan submersible implosion examined, and you remember what happened with the Ocean Gate disaster?
No, of course.
Yeah, so we're going to
rich
have
man who died
yeah.
in the submersible.
So there's going to be that
a documentary, not a movie, right?
A documentary. So
well,
the Ocean Gate disaster. So they are going to attempt to tell the story, what happens, the mindset of Ocean Gate's CEO and his determination to become a leader in the oceanic exploration, as well as whistleblower testimony, some audio recordings, some footage from the company's beginning, and so on. So it's going to give a fresh perspective to what happened with Ocean Gate, and trust me, I'm going to be at the front seat of that documentary.
For other people who want to be at the front seat, there's an excellent article on what actually happened. I think it came out a few weeks after in the New Yorker actually. So you can check it out in the New Yorker magazine. There's a very, very long, incredibly detailed article on this subject.
All right, so let's take some messages and we'll call it a morning or a day.
The constructionist keeps spelling Oluwaseun with the U before the E.
That is taking me to Edo because it's Oluwaseun kind of spelling.
Actually, you're right. So that would Oluwaseun.
So my name is Oluwaseun. Thank you for pointing that out.
E before
U. Yes. So he says you're correct with the OpenAI ChatGPT is my best friend now because of the great ideas and productivity it provides.
But not the love. So we are happy. This is not bad. Yes, it's the love that's our problem.
Oluwase, he says AI we no share the same president. No, they buy fuel 900 plus. We no suffer for traffic and more. The extinction of humanity just got a boost.
Well, thank God for Elon Musk, who is trying his best to populate the world. So,
populate which world?
He has 11 kids. So that's the joke I'm making. And he has actually complained a few times about how humanity is kind of declining in terms of numbers.
He started it.
No, he didn't.
When I say started it, I'm saying in terms of how into AI, humanoids, and the likes. He's one.
Well, I'm sure they didn't see this bit coming because he's really eager.
Things like this coming.
He's really eager about making people have more kids.
Too late to apologize. Irabor, what's your final word for today? Irabor, he's swallowing some more.
Which guy is swallowing some more? Shane, what do you do?
You took too long to unmute, so it only makes sense that you had to allow that muscle go down.
Oh my goodness!
I didn't hear you. I hear you.
You were saying something. You were saying something.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, what was I saying? What were you asking me?
That you allow the muscle of Samo to go down.
What is wrong with you? Can you tell?
Okay.
Oh my goodness! Well, she was asking for your last word on the show. Actually, don't mind her.
Oh, I will always tell people now to go to the cinema however best you can, however often you can. We understand the prices and all that. I mean, that's why we try to do giveaways sometimes to help. But like I said, the industry is going through something that if we're not careful, if the economy is not better, we can just wrap things up with Nollywood. I'm telling you, honestly, the overhead is killing a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of it, you have something going on 27th for the children where you're bringing them into the cinemas. Yeah?
Oh yeah. We're taking 200 kids to see movies and to be in the cinema for the first time on May 27th, Children's Day. So shout out to Film One, Film House, and every other person that is making it possible. Join the cast initiative and the rest.
Okay.
That's fantastic actually. Nice one. Yeah.
You can tag along. Yeah, your mother's child.
Yeah, my mom is late, so there's that.
Oh,
Anyway,
sorry.
no, it's fine. Yes, as your brother said, support the cinemas, but for me, it's like support Nollywood in particular, even if sometimes they don't look like they deserve it. And yes, catch me on online exclusively, not on the streets,
Instagram.
not on the streets, not on Instagram. Of course, they've tossed my account. But yes, I'm still on Twitter, so you can say hi at Catch Oris there, and I guess we will be back. Oh yes, should I say this now?
Wait, Oris. Sorry, catch Oris now, catch Oris then.
No, it's just
Hold his shirt when you catch him.
There is nothing on Instagram, so I don't exist on Instagram.
What were you going to
I
tell
was
us?
told to change phone and laptop. That IP address will be corrupted. So if you're still using the same phone,
Oh, okay. I should go and buy new phone. Anyway, let's not get into all of that.
You're
What
going
I'm
to
going to say is, I'm going to say that I want best people who support like an awards show for film that is dedicated to quality and not commerce. I would like to maybe next week we talk about that.
Yeah, we should talk about it then.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. I appreciate you, from Oluwaseun to the constructionist, Otumba Yemigiwa, Peter Olumuyiwa. I don't know if Dr. Wright was saying hello to us, but thank you for being a part of the show today. Next week we'll go again on Film Focus on Smooth 98.1. Now it's time for us to get a groove on the Casbah with the golden oldies and throwing it all the way back with the high life, the Afro beats, the juju, the rumba, and everything out of Africa just to make your Friday afternoon memorable. So let this party begin on the Casbah. My name is Oluwaseun Olusegun.
This is IDK.
I think it was Oluwaseun.
And you're tuned into
I think it was Oluwaseun.
Hi.
Bye.
All right, Irabor. You know Oluwaseun.
I know I've had different versions of my name, from Sean to Shuen.
How do you spell Sean?
It's still Sean, but apparently they remove the E. So because they assume the E is giving it a little bit of sh sound, so it becomes sh, then on, just like SHUN.
Okay, so but the spelling is right. It's just that it's the pronunciation that's the.
I would ask the American who gave me that the next time I see him.
No. Was the person speaking to you?
Yes.
And he said Oluwaseun. So maybe maybe spelling is right. It's just he can't quite figure out how to use S and E. But that's interesting. English SE.
They can't pronounce SEUN. It can't be Sion.
So it's all Sean.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing for them.